Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Amar. Before we get started, I just wanted to apologize for our upload schedule the past few weeks. Some of us were writing our MCAT, and now that that's all wrapped up, our upload schedule should be getting back to normal. So in today's video, I want to kind of go over some of my skincare products and how I like to take care of my skin. I find that skincare is stereotypically viewed as kind of a feminine thing to do, and there's some stigma around men kind of using skincare products. A lot of the advertisements are geared towards women, but I find that that makes no sense. Everybody should be taking care of their skin. It's a part of the body and deserves just as much attention as any other part of your well-being. I'm hoping to go and show you guys some of my skincare products and how I like to take care of my skin. That being said, I'm not a medical doctor, and if you ever have any concerns about any of the products or anything, feel free to go and consult with your doctor, and let's get started. Okay, so before we jump into the 8 or 9 products that I picked out, I just kind of want to go over briefly my experience with my skin. So in high school, and I think even in middle school, I started getting acne, and I found that my skin was really finicky, and it really was temperamental. It changed depending on the seasons, it changed over the years, and you kind of develop a relationship with your skin. And I find that a common misconception is that if your acne goes away after your teenage years, like mine ended up going away probably by the end of grade 12, you're kind of done with skincare, but that's not necessarily true. I find that it's really important to take care of your skin even after your acne might be going away. And yeah, that's kind of my experience with my skin. And I can kind of talk a little bit about how I change my products and stuff depending on the seasons and stuff like that. So we'll just jump right into the products I picked out. Okay, so first on the list I have my face cleanser. It is Spectro Gel Blemished Prone Skin, and this was actually just recommended to me by my medical doctor, my family doctor, and I have been using it for many years. I get the unscented version, and I find that one bottle lasts you a pretty long time. A lot of people like to use various types of cleansers and stuff for your face. The important thing just to kind of remember is that your skin is very delicate, and soaps like hand soaps and stuff like that are meant for your hands, and they can be kind of harsher. They can dry out your skin a bit more and stuff like that. So whenever you're looking for a cleanser for your face, avoid using hand soaps and stuff like that, and try to find a cleanser meant for your skin, because it's usually a little bit less harsh and it's less likely to dry out your skin. And yeah, so the consistency of this is kind of like a gel. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of like a gel. It washes off really well, and it leaves your skin feeling moist but not oily, and I find that it does a really good job of just making you feel fresh and clean. Okay, so next up on the list, I kind of want to talk about some of the face masks that I have, and kind of how I like to use them. I don't like to use them super frequently. The cleanser I use every day, twice a day, morning and night, and sometimes in the middle if my skin is feeling oily or I just kind of feel like I need to freshen it up. The masks I probably use maybe once or twice a week max. I find that using them more, it can kind of dry out your skin. It can just be a little bit too much. So I have 3 different masks here. We'll start off with the one that I used to use a lot during high school. And this is, I don't know if you can see that, I don't know if it's going to focus. This is the Body Shop's Seaweed Oil Balancing Clay Mask, and I don't know if this is dried out from what I used to use it. Yeah, it's a bit dried out, but I used to really like this because I felt that it really helped get some of the oil off of my face, and it really left my skin kind of feeling tingly but in a clean way. I use this a lot during the winter and during the summer, because in the summer my face would kind of be a bit more grimy from the sweat and stuff from the heat, and in the winter my skin would be a bit more oily just from the dry temperature, because your skin can kind of try to counteract for the climate that you're in. So because the weather outside might be really dry and cold, in the winter your skin will try to compensate by producing a lot of oil. Recently I've started using this other Body Shop mask. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the Chinese ginseng and rice. I'll put all of the products down in the description below. Chinese ginseng and rice clarifying polishing mask. It is a white consistency. It applies really well to the skin, and what I like about this is it kind of exfoliates your skin too. It has a kind of creamy texture, but there is just a little bit of grit to it, and you're meant to kind of, while you're washing it off, kind of gently exfoliate your skin a little bit. And I find that it leaves your skin feeling very smooth and toned out, and it does a good job of kind of getting rid of any dirt as well. This one's a little bit more expensive than the seaweed clay mask, but I would definitely recommend the seaweed clay mask if you are looking for kind of an oil controlling mask. And finally, I have this little tiny tube of the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment. I actually got this from Sephora when they were doing birthday gifts. It's a little tiny tube, but it's lasted me a pretty long time. It is kind of like a charcoal mask. It is kind of this grayish color. It's very liquidy. It is a bit more on the expensive side, but it does a really good job for spot treatments and stuff like that. So if you have like blackheads on your nose or specific kind of pimples or acne that you kind of want to treat, I like to use it as a spot treatment. Just kind of put it on and leave it on for a little bit and let it dry off. And I find that it really likes to reduce inflammation and swelling. So if you have like kind of a pimple that is a bit red and puffy, like that's how I would kind of use this, and I think that it does a really good job at kind of clearing the blackheads on your nose. And before we move on, I also kind of want to talk about this. This is a Body Shop mask brush, and I was hesitant to buy a mask brush because I thought that I didn't really need it and stuff. I think this costed maybe 16 bucks from the Body Shop, and I'm really glad I ended up buying it. And I've noticed that when you use a mask brush, it reduces the amount of product you actually use. So I find that when I was applying the products by hand, the masks by hand, I probably use 2 or 3 times as much as when I use the brush, and you get the same results. So if you use a lot of masks and you are looking to save products and get the same results, I would definitely go for a mask brush, one of the best purchases that I have made. Okay, so the next line of products that I want to show are the face scrubs I like to use. This is the Body Shop's Seaweed Pore Cleansing Exfoliating Scrub, and I used to use this a lot during high school. I felt that it did a really good job of getting rid of the blackheads on my nose and stuff like that. I would use these sparingly as well. I would usually use them maybe once or twice a week in the shower. And I'll explain a bit more of why I like to use them in the shower when I get into the next one. So there's 2 types of exfoliating kind of scrubs. There's one that kind of works with the chemicals, so this would kind of be like that. And if I squeeze it out for you, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it has more of a gel-like texture. There's some grit, but most of the exfoliating kind of removing the dead skin and stuff comes from the chemicals themselves. And that would be opposed to this next one that I have, which is the St.ives Blemish Control Anti-Imperfections. I use this one really sparingly. Some people don't really like this product because it can be a bit harsh, but I find that it does a really good job at kind of getting rid of dead skin and stuff like that. I like to use this in the shower because things are a little bit more moist and wet, and I find that it kind of takes away from the harshness. This is, opposed to the other one, this is a bit more of a mechanical scrub. It has a lot more grit to it, and you can feel while you're rubbing it that it is kind of exfoliating the skin. I like to kind of use this sort of like a mask. I'll put it on in the shower maybe once a week and kind of just let it sit there for 5 minutes, and then while I'm kind of washing it off, I'll gently rub it. But this is definitely something where you want to use this a bit more sparingly, but I think it does a really good job at just kind of removing the dead skin, and I think that this one does a good job at kind of getting rid of the blackheads around your nose or minimizing the pore areas around your nose. Okay, so next up on the list, I'm going to show you some of the moisturizers that I use. And I did not really use many moisturizers in high school, and I really regretted it because in high school I kind of thought that my skin was very oily and I felt like adding moisture to my skin was counterintuitive to me trying to go and get rid of the oil and make my skin feel less moist. But I've learned over time with my experience with my skin that, I think I mentioned it earlier, that your skin kind of tries to compensate for what's ever happening. So if you have dry skin, you might notice that your skin is actually oily because your skin's trying to compensate for the lack of moisture. So we will jump right into it. This is the Drunk Elephant Protini Polypeptide Cream. I bought this at Sephora. I was really lucky to have gotten a gift card to get this because this is a little bit expensive. And it is a nice kind of gel white texture. You really don't need a lot. I probably put maybe, I don't think you'll be able to see that, but like that much for probably my entire forehead, cheeks, and nose. You really don't need a lot. I really like this cream because it doesn't really feel like you're wearing cream, and I find that it always makes your skin look a bit brighter, and if you put it on the night before, you'll even notice that your skin is a bit more even, a bit more toned out. It is a bit more on the expensive side. This is more of like a sample size, but I think the full size bottle goes for like $90, $80. But if you are looking for an alternative, I know that my friend Janya really recommends the Clinique cream, and I think you can get that at the drugstore. It's a little bit cheaper, and I've never used it, but she likes the results from that. So definitely invest in a moisturizer. I have noticed that it's really helped my skin, and even if you think that your skin's a bit oilier, it might be worth trying out. And secondly, I have this other cream. It's also from the Drunk Elephant company, and it is called the Passioni Retinol Cream, and this kind of came in a set with the other one. And this is basically a retinol cream. It has 1% retinol, and retinol is a vitamin. I think it is derived from vitamin A, or is vitamin A itself. And it is really good for kind of tightening and refining your skin. I find that it's really good for any like wrinkles or just uneven spots of your skin. You want to use this very sparingly. I would probably use a pea size for my entire face, and I would use this. The moisturizer I use twice a day. This I would probably use at most 3 times a week, and I would use it at night. It is a bit like you'll notice it the next day. Like you'll notice your skin will feel tighter and stuff, and you need to be careful with retinol creams because they can make you a bit sensitive to the sun. So it's recommended that you use sunscreen or something if you notice that you are getting a bit of sun irritation from this. I can open this up. It's actually a bright yellow color. I can put a little bit on my hand for you. It's actually a bright yellow color. You don't really notice it once you put it on and rub it in, and it doesn't really leave any tint or anything, but I've noticed that it's made a big difference to my skin, some of the fine lines and stuff like that. And I know that one of my friends, Katie, she kind of told me with her experience with skincare and stuff like that, and she said that like a lot of these anti-aging products people start using when they're older, but if you start using some of them like this retinol cream now, you're less likely to go and have serious issues with your skin down the road and have major wrinkles and stuff like that later on. So it's important to take care of your skin now as a preventative measure to prevent issues happening later on. Yeah, so those are my moisturizers, so we'll jump into the next product. Okay, so the next product is a bit of a spot treatment. If you've noticed a trend here, it seems like I really like the Body Shop product, so here's another Body Shop product, and it is their tea tree oil, and it's just literally pure tea tree oil. It comes in a little bottle, and tea tree oil has been used as a treatment, a spot treatment for acne. So what a spot treatment is, it's like if you have a specific pimple or something, you will put the product just specifically on that portion of the skin. And tea tree oil is known to kind of help kill some of the bacteria that causes acne. It's an antibacterial. I find that it helps reduce swelling, and you can physically see that it takes off some dirt and stuff like that. So I usually put a couple of drops of this on a Q-tip and just kind of rub it on the affected area, and I think that it has definitely changed my skin. I started using it in high school, and even to this day, if I get breakouts here and there, I'll use it. I would recommend backing it up with a moisturizer because it can be a bit drying. So the bottle is green, the liquid is clear. It has a kind of somewhat interesting scent to it. It's a bit pungent, but it's definitely something you kind of get used to, and you don't really notice it after it's put on your skin, and you kind of just go on with the rest of your day. So now I want to get into some more fun products that I have. I have two to show you, but we'll start off with the first one. And these are Solaris Laboratory Cups, and it comes in a set. And I really, really like these, so I'm excited to show you guys. So they comes in a set with a big cup, a slightly smaller cup, an even smaller cup, and it comes with a kind of cream applicator. There is one more that's just a little bit smaller than this, but it's the same shape. But we'll focus on the smaller one. So basically how this works is it's kind of like a suction cup. And if you remember a few years back, there was a lot of like news coverage of Michael Phelps after his swimming like competitions and stuff, and how he'd have like those big welts on his back from cupping. And basically this is sort of like that. Cupping is usually performed by like a professional. You can go into like massage therapist or kind of like a clinic and get it done. This is kind of like the at-home version. So basically you can like put it on your skin and it will like suck up the skin, and it's really good for like massaging yourself and stuff like that. It doesn't hurt at all. It can kind of look like it will. It doesn't hurt at all. It might leave a mark. No matter how dark the mark gets, it does fade over a few days. And I find that like the big cups are really good for like getting tension areas out of your neck, shoulder, back, especially your lower back. But I want to kind of focus on the smaller cups because they are actually used for your face. So I can't really attest to the medical claims as to what this does, but the company claims that it helps with lymphatic drainage, and it helps kind of with fine lines and wrinkles and makes your skin a little bit smoother. I have definitely noticed that when using this, my fine lines and wrinkles kind of go away. My skin feels a bit smoother and stuff, so it's recommended that you put a little bit of cream or serum or something gel-like on your skin, and then you basically just put it on and you just squeeze and let go, and you can kind of pull it down, and it helps with lymphatic drainage and stuff like that. And if you use it properly, you won't have any redness on your face. If you leave it on for too long, you will. And this is something that I would probably do maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And then you have this really, really small one that goes right under your eye, and that kind of helps with under eye bags and circles and stuff like that. I also really like this applicator, and I didn't even know that this came with the set, but it's actually a applicator for creams and products. And a lot of the times when you put creams or products on your hands and you kind of rub them into your skin, your hand will absorb part of the product because it's skin as well. And what I find is with this, you can use a lot less product because it doesn't absorb into the, I think this is silicone. So especially if you're using more expensive products like the polypeptide cream, if you have one of these, you save a lot. I probably use half the amount with this than when I use the when I use my fingers. Then we'll get into the next product. Okay, so here's the next product. It is also from Solaris Laboratory, and some of you might have seen these before. It is a skin spatula. It's an ultrasonic skin spatula, and I actually got this recently at the start of the summer, and I was really, really excited to get this and try it out. So basically, it has a few different functions, but basically the idea is that it vibrates at very intense frequencies, and when it does that, it helps kind of extract and vibrate and get dirt out of your skin and your pores. If you have a buildup kind of on your nose and stuff, it's really good to kind of get rid of that. I will post a couple of pictures over here. If you are a bit squeamish about medical stuff, just kind of be aware that it's going to show up here in 3, 2, 1. And this was the first time that I used it, and it got rid of a lot of gunk from my nose, and I didn't really even have a buildup. And I used this probably maybe once or twice a week since then. So what I also like about the product is it has different settings. So it has one for kind of getting rid of a buildup on your skin and nose and stuff like that. But it also has these other settings called ion settings. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds kind of like a pulsating, like zappy sound. But basically, when you're exfoliating, they'll use the kind of sharper side, but you can also use this to apply products with the kind of more smoothened out side. And when you kind of rub it over your skin to apply products, so you'll put the product on and kind of go over the skin, the little pulses help to the product to kind of transmit deeper into the skin. I've really liked using this. I find that it's a lot of fun and it's really pleasing to kind of see all of the dirt leave your pores and stuff like that. This is a little bit more on the expensive side, but if you are looking for something specifically to kind of treat the areas around your nose, I would really recommend this. I was kind of hesitant to get this, thinking how well would this actually work, but I was pleasantly surprised that it did. So yeah, check that out, and we will go into our final product, and then we'll go into our charity spotlight for the video. Okay, so for our final product, I know that everyone likes to feel confident in their skin, and I wanted to go and kind of talk about a tinted moisturizer. I know that a lot of people like to wear makeup and stuff, and some people don't like wearing makeup because it can clog your skin, it's a lot of work, and it can feel kind of heavy. So this is a really great alternative if, in addition to all the skincare, you just want a little bit of something to kind of help brighten up your face or make you feel confident. I know Janya mentioned this in her video before, but it's basically just a tinted moisturizer, and I know that there might be some stigma about guys using tinted moisturizers and stuff like that, but it is a moisturizer that moisturizes your skin. Just has a very, very slight tint to it. And this is by Nyx, it's Bear With Me, and I know Janya mentioned this in her previous video, and I think that this is in the Cinnamon Mahogany shade, and it evens out your skin tone, it provides a fresh face look and seamless coverage, and I find that it just kind of gets rid of some of the differences in coloration on different areas of your face. It smooths out my nose area. I haven't worn it today. I can probably open it up and try it out for you guys just to show you. But it comes in like a little nozzle. It has a kind of liquidy texture, and you really don't need a lot. I'll do half of my face. But it is just something that if you want like a little bit more coverage, but you don't want to kind of wear a full face of makeup, it does kind of moisturize your skin a little bit. I would recommend that you do use a makeup wipe at the end of the day just to kind of take it off and wash your face just to make sure that you don't have anything left on your face before going to bed. It might stain your pillows if you do. Okay, so just a few final tips for your skin. It's really important to take care of your skin, but there's some other small things that you can do that will help you take care of your skin. You can change your pillowcases frequently. That's important because while you're sleeping, your skin is touching your pillowcases all night, and if your pillowcases after a couple of days or weeks have buildup of oil, and especially if you have acne issues, it's really important to change those frequently. It's really important to go and wash your face before you sleep, because if you don't, you're going to be putting all of the dirt and oil and grime from the day onto your pillowcases, and then even if you wash your face the next night, you're just putting it on the dirty pillowcase. It's also really important to take off your makeup before you go to bed, because that can really clog your pores and cause irritation and cause acne to form. But otherwise, I really hope that this video has helped give some of you some guidance on how to take care of your skin. I hope you enjoyed some of the products I had, and I know it's sometimes hard to find information on some of these more specific products like the Solaris space spatula and stuff, so I'm hoping that I gave some good insight as to what products you might want to try out. And also remember that like everyone's skin is different. What works for me might not work for you. It's been a bit of a journey for me to kind of figure out what products work for me. I've gone through quite a few that didn't. So feel free to experiment and try some different things out, and hopefully this video helped you. Okay, so for the charity spotlight today, I kind of want to bring some attention to how many people around the world don't have access to basic hygiene products and things that they things that are deemed necessities. So while we might be fortunate to go and have some of these products specifically for acne issues and stuff like that, such as the tea tree oil or some of the face scrubs and stuff I was showing, there's a lot of people that don't have basic necessities, feminine hygiene products, basic soaps, shampoo, conditioner, things like that. So I'm going to link below in the description a charity called Kits for Cause. It is a Canadian-based company, but there are some locations and some drop-off spots around the world. But basically they are an organization that aims to go and raise money and raise items to give back to people in need, specifically like hygiene products, socks, school supplies, things that I feel like it's very easy for us to take for granted. So definitely check them out. And I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I am hoping that you're just as excited for our future videos now that our schedule is back on track just as much as we are. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.